Why does the picture quality only go up to 480p? I feel like the brightness is too high. Yeah, Patrick, it's full picture, but it's only 480p. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Instead of going to the Jamboree, I'll just spend the 200 fucking dollars on a camera that does 60 FPS and puts me in 1080p. Pardon me. Just doing everything I did a half a fucking hour ago. Room. Why do I have a camera? It's a plug-in camera. It's not part of the laptop. But it says right on the box, 1080p, 30 FPS. And then I record myself. And it is 480p. I want my screen to go bigger. There it goes. Live chat. Oh, what's up, Patrick? When to go to? And Lisa, glad you made it. Pardon if stuff's lagging. I'm opening up Twitch. Oh, shut the fuck up! Speaking of Twitch, and with the idea of multi-streaming, before 6:30, I was going to say that's a little bit more feasible now, since you need seems like you need a tag for a video game on Twitch. I haven't really played the newest video game I played was from 20 years ago on PlayStation 2. And you know, Grand Theft Auto is fine and everything. But I would kind of feel like a poser a bit using a tag for a game that I'm not, you know, up on. Why is this pinning comments? I never want to pin a comment on Twitch. We owe you Bill Cooper on Twitch. What's up? The thing with transitions is they're animated, so they move. That's just going to hurt my eyes. I'm not going to put that on other people. Anyway, I was what I was talking about is I play Minecraft now, and it's amazing and it's fun and all of the good stuff. So I could use a Minecraft tag and not feel like a poser or some kind of bum. It won't let me see my own show. But if I wanted to tweet this out, and I apologize, I just went live. Went to go to on Twitch. Glad you made it. Can I take that off now while I'm live? Customization, live reactions, turn off live chat summary, save. Okay, that worked. Good. So far. Oh, it's letting me edit now. PM at 6:30 p.m. It's not a holiday. Old hat. That looks right. Okay. I'll get that thumbnail fixed. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it'll let you do it while you're live. That's cool. I've never edited a title or a description of a video when I'm live before. I was trying to tweet it out. What's up, Dandy? What's up, Brian? Love the hat. Brian says, love the hat. Used to have a green one like it for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, hell yeah. Like, dude, one of these. I realize I'm too close with the hat on. Like a green hat for St. Patrick's Day. I say that. I know they sell them, but at the same time, I'm thinking it's cool, but then I would just look like everybody else. I'd rather wear it sort of like in a different, like I'd wear like a sparkly purple hat maybe for St. Patrick's Day. Like I realized we're supposed to wear green. I smoked weed. Does that count? Yeah, if I can't figure out how to make this go to 1080p, then I'll go out on Wednesday and get a new camera. Fuck it. Us basically just started at 7 o'clock, didn't it? Oh, losing things. Need these searches up. They didn't help. Screen orientation. Just saving that search for later. Alright, cool. And smash the like button if you haven't already. I think I saw a couple of likes. So if you smash the like buttons on the other videos, those don't count. I deleted them because you can't get to your other streams on Streamlabs. The only place to scroll down on is on like a little sliver. So I had to delete them to even start a new show up. Patrick, there's a day named after me. Gee, I should be honored. You could lie to people and say your birthday is St. Patrick's Day, and then when it comes summertime and you're talking about your birthday again, people could be like, wait, didn't you just have your birthday in the winter? And you can be like, no, man, who said that? I didn't say that. What, just because my name's Patrick? That's racist or something. No. Just to throw people off if you don't mind them not knowing your birthday. Uh, yeah, I'll talk about the good stuff for first. Monday, I kind of had an epiphany. I realized that I could have been a Minecraft YouTuber all of this time. So, since I am a gamer, I just stopped after Captain Hector Barbosa died. My cat, not the character. This was after the movie. Spoilers. Uh, I I just decided fuck it and just went to go look it up to download. And I didn't go to Steam or anything. I just sort of went to the official site. And I've already got a Microsoft account, so that's not an issue. And of course, it's not free. It's $30. That's not terrible for a video game. When it comes to games, it's the money. It depends on how much time you're gonna spend on a game. When like Gray Still Plays was talking about GTA 6, this was like months ago. They were talking about it being $100, and he was saying for himself, since that's the main draw on his channel, of course it would be worth the investment because he's gonna get years and years of content out of it. But if you pay $100 for a game and you play it for a month and never touch it again, then you just threw your money away. Whereas with Minecraft, I just want to build. I don't want to kill anything. I don't need to be like the top player. I don't need to make it into Minecraft videos. I just want to have fun. And when all you're doing is building, and the only limit is your imagination, that just means there are no limits for me. The only limits for me are the limits. You can build to the top of the sky and all the way down to bedrock if you want. There's nothing stopping you. It might take some time, but there's nothing's gonna stand in your way to do it. So you can build anything you want. It's mostly just about learning the mechanics of the game because I'm used to video game controllers. PS2, and this is all keyboard. ASDW. I don't want to say anything. I just want to move around the screen. It's not like I realize those are the arrow keys. I did play 5 minutes of WoW once. Um, so I just realized fuck it. I think I even put in like can this type of computer handle Minecraft, and then they said yeah, and how much space it takes. I'm like cool, and I made sure it would fit on there. Made sure it was on an official site. Paid for it, and then you just download it. And it seems like you get two versions. You get Java and you get Bedrock. Like I know Minecraft from like ARGs, creepypastas, and then I've mentioned Swaley and Puff, and they've played some horror mods, and they do regular, playing the game, but horror mods are a little bit more what they lean into. So it's fun to watch that. So I didn't sit there and like read a tutorial. I like to learn from experience. So everything I know about the game is just through observation. I watched Gray played about 50 episodes of it 5 or so years ago, and then I've watched these guys, play here in the last few months. So like I didn't understand how the health bar even worked at first. So I like, oh, that's why that's on. So I didn't know. I just had to watch, which is fine. I'm not in the survival mode. I'm just doing the creative build stuff. You can't die, nothing can kill you mode. Because when I got into the game, I'm just in a field and there's trees and flowers and it's daytime. I know ASDW, so that's fine. I can move around a bit. So, okay, cool. Whenever you watch a video, anything anybody does is they go up. First thing they do is start busting down a tree to get the logs because you got to make a crafting table. So I walk up to a tree. How do I punch it? Great, I'm this far into it, I can't do anything. You just Google it, just like how do you punch a tree in Minecraft? How do you do this in Minecraft? How do you do that in Minecraft? So that's what I've been doing when I just don't know. And they tell you there's I know what some of the options are again from watching Let's Plays. So I know there's keybinds, so they're already set. And of course you can change them if you want, but I kind of want to stick to things the way they are in the game because they probably know what they're doing after 15 years with those settings. So I got that figured out, and I ended up building next to right next to the water. And you know that was what threw me off though was when I broke down that tree, I didn't get an item for it. And I realized that's because I'm in creative mode. You can tap E and you have access to literally every single item in the game, like netherite blocks, which that might not mean anything to you, but that's an end game thing. Just all kinds of stuff that does not naturally occur, or things you would normally have to build or craft. They just give it to you. It's a sandbox. You can do whatever you want in it. So I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not getting anything for breaking down these trees. Like sometimes you do, but you're not going to get, like, say, a log for every log. It's not quite like that. So cool. Like, oh, all right, everything is just here. I can just pick whatever colors and whatever stuff I want. That's fine. So the first thing I did was build a little house out of amethyst because that's totally impractical. No one would ever do that. Statistically, purple is not used a lot in Minecraft, so that's more incentive for me to use it. Anything purple, I'm all for. So of course it's the most unnatural, building you're ever gonna see. Nobody builds a house out of amethyst and glass. But I didn't realize that. Okay, when I built my house, I just had like the door facing a direction. I really wasn't even sure like what direction I was facing until like it went through night, and then the very next day happened, and there was the sunrise right on my left. It was, it's a square. It's a square. It's Minecraft. It was so pretty though. It was a clear day. The way the land where I'm at is, I've got some water on my left, and then you look out. There's a lot more water, but there's like some land across the way without any trees. So you really do get a really big area to see. It's very scenic. So that was pretty. So I immediately put my front door right there. Like, dude, I want to see that when I walk out. I just had the entrance. I didn't put a door in there yet because I was figuring nothing can get in there to kill me, so I really don't have to get anything out. I hadn't learned how to open and close doors yet either, so it was not a necessity in the first few hours, let's say. So I did that, built a little bit of other stuff, looked around a bit, but then I realized that at some point I'm going to want a door on that thing just because, like there's like chickens and cows and pigs, just critters might just walk in, and I don't need them hanging out in there all of the time. So I just didn't want to have to deal with that. That's just an extra thing. So I put a door on it. I'm like, cool, let me wander around. I don't have to come back home to a house full of chickens. One to go to. Prefer to be pinched, as most days feel I'm dreaming. Ah. So I did that and everything was fine. I started building at least one other house that day. I also built a little, just off to the side, also like solid purple blocks. It's a pyramid. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and I built way up high. I didn't realize I could fly in this mode, so I built way up high so I could see up and see land out in the distance. Like, wow, I've never been up this high before. So just a little stuff there. Again, I'm right on the edge of the water, and there's more land across the way, but it might as well be the Atlantic Ocean because I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to really build a bridge yet. Nothing. I was just looking at it. But there it was. It was cool. It was pretty. And I knew this would happen. I built right on the edge of the water where it's kind of claustrophobic. This is my own fault. I fall into the water. And I felt like the Titanic because I'm just, oh, it was daytime, but I'm just like, oh no, there goes the surface, and I'm getting deeper and deeper, and everything's. I'd be dead by now. Well, I'm in the water. Let's see what I got to deal with. Dude, it's pretty underwater. Everything's blue. There's squid, there's salmon. I didn't know there was salmon until I found a dead one and I picked it up. It's so nice. But I'm like, well, it's pretty under here, but I realize I shouldn't just be under the water as just naked. I guess your character is not nude, but like I should be like in a glass something. I shouldn't get used to being in the water. Can I come visit your purple place? I know I'm kind of getting to that. Arden, yeah, I'll get it figured out this week. Um, Not looking like TikTok is the first step. The second step is spending probably what I spent on a laptop on a good camera, but I'll get to that in a few days. So it's very pretty underwater. So that's why I knew that from before. So I'm like, I wanted to build something underwater then. That gave me the idea. But it's like, okay, how do I get out of this? And I was glad it was not deeper because the water goes quite deep. I found that out the hard way pretty much right after that. There was, Googling how do you swim in Minecraft. Like, oh, space bar is jump. That makes you go up. So like, oh, I didn't figure that out. So I got out of the water. Cool. I know how to swim now. I know I can't die, but it's still scary to. If you're in one block of water, that's fine. But as soon as you get in two, that could kill you. So the water going up over your head. Just. Oh wait, I don't have to hold my breath. I thought I would just buy this little quiet, like this little area water comes in, and then like there's the rest of it. Like there's no nothing there, no waterfall, just some stone and some grass and some sand. But I go to the edge and I look down, and there was something down there glowing. And I don't know if I jumped in or I fell in, but I noticed like these vortex bubbles, like at least two or three of them. Like, oh, that's cool, that's different. Until it sucked me down super fast, and I realized there was like they're lava blocks in the real world Minecraft. If you walk on them, you get damage, but I don't have that issue. But I'm still getting like sucked down faster than I would fall. And it is way deeper than when I fell on the other spot too. That was scary as hell. I swam the hell out of that. No, I thought about putting up a sign around it, but it's like if somebody falls in, it's my own world. Nobody's going there. But if somebody else falls in, oh well, tough for them. So I kind of like just stayed in that area. I didn't know too much. I was just kind of just learning the mechanics of the game, and I was still on my doing everything right on the laptop. And you are by yourself. Nothing can kill you. It's not an horror ARG. I don't know how to download mods. It's just a standard vanilla right out the box game. But one night I kept hearing a sound. I'm not quite sure what the sound was. It's some kind of animal sound. All the animal sounds. It sounds like a human was doing an animal sound into a microphone, and that's what they use for all the critter sounds. So everything does sound very human. It's cute the way they do it like that. But I kept hearing the sound. Didn't quite know what it was. So I was inside my. Was I inside of my house? Or I was near it. I've got glass all the way around so I can see what's going on. There's nothing. The only solid thing is the base. Everything else is glass. And then I've got some lights up high. And there are these two llamas out there. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit stuffed. Patrick, yeah, I had to get through. I can't just not be live at this time of day. You know how it is. We'll get it figured out. If I had to go through every single video setting and get pissed off for 2 hours, I would have. So thankfully we didn't do that. So and the way I have my place built, it is kind of, it's a little bit claustrophobic. So you really only have one block of space where, the land starts to go up high and my house is right there. So there's these two llamas hanging out there. I kind of just figured maybe they just got stuck because it's a little bit narrow. I don't see llamas out in the wild. I don't know how to get them out. I tried waving wheat seeds at them. They wouldn't want to leave. I don't know what they eat. So finally I got mad and just started hitting them. I didn't even know how to do it. You just, oh, fuck you. I'm just going to punch you with my hand. And they would take damage, but they wouldn't die. And they would only run so far away. They kind of just stayed behind my house. This is not a big house. This is maybe, I don't know, like 5 blocks, 6 blocks square. It's not huge. They just would not leave. So finally I got mad. Again, you can grab any weapon you want. I grabbed a diamond sword. I start hitting these people. Well, the llamas. They still wouldn't die. So this has been like a minute in real life has gone by. So I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off. I didn't think the game was broken. I was just kind of agitated. But then I've noticed that they would only walk so far, then they would come back. That's when I noticed both of them had like a string attached to them, a lead. I've seen them in the game before. I had not personally used them, so I didn't know how they got on these llamas when I've never used them before. I had not even picked one up. And they seem to be going right into the ground, not into my house, not a nearby tree, but right into a block of earth. And that made no sense because all I had there was my house. I dug out a little bit, like a little bit of a basement area that you can climb down, but there was nothing down there. Or was there? Now, I had already put a door on my house by now, so this did not make sense to me. So I go inside, open the trap door. Do you know how scary it is to walk into your house and somebody's there? There was a dude in my basement. He looked like a merchant. Like he doesn't look, because there's a village that's not very far away. It seemed far away at first, but it's not too far. They don't look like a regular villager. They look like they're like dressed a little bit fancier. A traveling merchant is how they look with two llamas. But this motherfucker was in my house. How do you get in my house through a locked door? Like, oh, okay, like I could have, maybe I didn't quite have the door on yet, the trap door yet. Maybe that was just me. But he was still trespassing and he still had to die. So there they went, got rid of that problem. That was on the first day. And that's fine. That's really the only weird thing that happened. There is a village. I thought it was really far. It's not terribly far. But they've got, it's just how any regular village looks. They even have cats there. You're like walk so far and you hear a meow. So I had to go and find it. There was like a calico cat. Like, oh, hi, kitty cat. But I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but it's Minecraft. It's allowed to be weird. I've already watched a video talking about how like scary it is in creative mode because there's nothing to kill. It's not that scary. It's just that one weird thing. But that was just the first day or whatever. Second day though, I don't need a farm because I don't need to eat, but I still built one for practice because you just need to learn the space in case I ever do survival or something like that. So I got that going, built some more houses. I got a house made out of it's technically kind of it's not redwood. It's called like maroon wood or crimson wood. It's the closest thing to purple. I built a house out of that. Then I built a house that was after the purple house. I do have like a giant, huge 3-story house that has a balcony on it. Now I'm not talking about that. This is like, okay, the big house, the purple house, and I thought I would do John Rogers, what's up? And I wouldn't do John Rogers. I was going to do a different house, but what's up to John Rogers? I wanted to do a house with black stone and like white birch wood. I just thought that would look cool with the black and white. And I'm trying to work on my roofs. I'm realizing it's hard to do a roof the way they do them in like the way Puff and Swaley do. I was still trying though. I might have to hold off on that. It just gets a little bit tedious, but I just need to get better at it. But anyway, I like the house. I get a lot of windows, so I can see. There were kind of like a lot of white flowers in the area, so I just sort of went with that theme and just did the house there. And it's sort of a longer house, and it's fine and all as far as houses go. I really don't know what to put inside of them. I get along to that later. But there it was, just sitting there at about 3 or 4 houses there. That one doesn't. I think about half of the built houses I build have basements in them or something. Like now I have a mine cart that goes from my house. I didn't realize this, but my pyramid lines up with the big house that I built that does have a balcony on it now. And then I just mine straight across the island to the next body of water in the west. I just don't know how to power the cart. I'm not just going to sit there and hold W for the whole time. So I built up at the top of my big 3-story house. If you just go to the top and just take the momentum all the way down, and then you go through a tree, and then that takes you like almost halfway. But I just don't know how to power them yet, and it's complicated. I can look it up. I can figure it out, but it's complicated. Um, but anyway, day 2, I'm at the black and white house. This was again at night, and I start to hear, a weird. It's usually if there's animals around and they start to build that they kind of get the idea and clear out. So like chickens, cows. I really only had to kill a few pigs in one area because they just did not get the hint. And I don't want to chop down any trees that have bees in them. So I will specifically go around that. I know you can probably replant it, but that's not the point. Oh, that's not important. So I had the White House almost done. I don't think I had the roof done yet. And it's nighttime. It's quiet. I don't have the music on the game. Start to hear a noise. Go check it out. And there it is. Again, it's a long house. So on the one short end, here's these 2 fucking llamas. Like, here's what happened yesterday. No, not in-game yesterday, but in-game for me. I think a day takes about 20 minutes in-game in real life. Here are these fucking llamas. So hell no. Diamond sword. Whack, whack, whack. They wouldn't die though. And I noticed as they would run and come back again, they were on leads. But they weren't going into the ground. I put fences around my house and a gate. I have a white fence around this house, and these 2 just seem to be stuck to one point on the fence. There was not a guy around. I kept hearing him, but they just sort of stayed stuck to the fence. So I hit them a few more times. I was just getting mad. I think I got frustrated and just like floated away for a couple seconds. And then I come back and they're still there, but they're on like the other end of the house now, the other short end, right about in the middle. Two leads attached to the fence. You know, I'm hitting them with the diamond sword. They take damage, but they don't fall over and die. I was getting pissed off. I'm like, oh, okay, let's calm down here a little bit. Instead of that merchant guy being there, there were these little light gray. I think they're status effects that they just kind of look like these swirlies that kind of like pop up. Like if you have a status effect, they're going to be in your vision. If you see somebody else with a status effect, you just see these like white little swirly curly cues coming up from them just to give you a visual cue that they're on something, I guess. So I get the like that villager merchant sound that they make. I can hear him. I got the light gray swirlies. There's the llamas with the two leads. And again, I'm hitting them. I'm trying to hit where like the swirls are. And that seemed to work. I couldn't see an actual person, so I was just hitting where like the swirls were. But then it seemed like they would just hop to the other end of the house, and then if I hit them there, it would just hop to the other end of the house. So it was almost daytime anyway. It was night. Like, let me just go away for a couple of seconds, wait for the sun to come up. And it did. It was not that long. I come right back. Still hear the sound because dude is still there with this. He was an actual physical dude. No swirls. It was like he was invisible and then he just appeared when the sun came up. So I couldn't kill him fast enough. So I got to look this up. What is this the thing where merchants like take an invisibility potion at night and just kind of stumble around your backyard with their llamas like Frank and then it that was the weirdest thing. Who nobody asked for that to happen. Patrick, llamas probably don't react to karma. I guess not. They don't care. The merchant. Oh, now you're trying to run away. Get back here. And I was on. It's a. I found out that it's hard to play just if your mouse is on the laptop. It's very hard. That I was day two. I was remembering that Swaley mentioned his mouse. So the next day was Wednesday. I went out and bought a mouse. You do want to have a mouse to play the game. It makes it so much easier than to have to look for it. It helps out a lot. So get you a mouse if you want to play Minecraft. But that's okay. That was just day two. So I'm thinking, okay, day three, is this going to be the same? No, I'm not putting up with this again. So I went back to that house and I didn't put a full moat, but on those two short edges, I dug ditches that are about 2 blocks deep. I don't think anything can jump out of 2 blocks deep. And I filled it with water because what I'm expecting is to fly over that and to see items left behind from when that guy drowned. So far, it hasn't happened yet. Oh, what's up, Steve? Glad you made it. The invisible potion for avoiding the zombie. You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. If you're in survival, if they can't see you, how can they attack you? That just makes sense. Great. Day three is fine. I've got another house that it's if you go up to the water, there's an entrance there. I built with like some trees, and you go all the way through that and climb up, and then you get to the actual house proper, and that's all made out of like earth and wood. And then I didn't realize I could do this. Oh my god! I wanted trees on the four corners of the house. So I planted them. I wanted like the thick trees, so I planted like four, but nothing happened. So I tore those down and just put like one block each for a tree left and came back. I built my house there because it was a really tall tree off to the south, or that be the north. That's the south. But this building, it's like 3 blocks of earth high. I planted a tree. I leave, I come back. This is the biggest fucking tree in the area. It's got stuff going up. I forget if it's oak. It might be oak. It's bigger than the tree I built next to. So I'm thinking, like, dude, I could make my own giant fucking trees. I planted like my first tree off to the side. I'd never planted a tree before. I made a 4x4 tree. I'd never done that before, so I got that left off to the side. holy shit, I can make giant trees. This is cool. And then over by my farm, I've got this little glass area. You can go down the stairs, and then you kind of bust a right, and that way you can see like all of the sea life, and you're perfectly dry. Thinking if one of these glasses breaks, I mean, I wouldn't die, but that would be so scary to see the water flooding in. And like they have sponges to get the water out, but that only takes care of so much. But day 4, I started clearing out a big area. I wanted to build something out of like black stone. Long story short, I'm finding out you need some other colored stone in there because it gets very dark very quick. And this is a huge plot of land. I think I bit off more than I can chew, and it's 3 stories long, and I've got steps going all the way up to the 3rd floor, and a big stone fence going around it, tall windows. It's got a basement too, but I'd have to put lights everywhere. You can't see anything. And I don't have a fence up yet. I'll just like a lot of clearing off the land, a lot of bricklaying. It is a huge, huge space. Dragon Sage, glad you made it. But here I was during the day. And then I start to hear a villager noise. Diamond sword. Anytime I start to get creeped out, I just take out my sword. Just in case, helps me feel better. I look over. Here, like, it's a huge, like, I'm sort of building the front first and working my way back. This dude was in the back, on the land I had not cleared out, like, just hanging out. How long would this survival world actually? I don't know, like, my character has not eaten anything at all. I think it would have died before. I don't know how fast your hunger goes down if you. It's a little bit difficult for me to hit the run button, so I just end up walking places, or you can just fly around. I try not to do that too much. Here's this dude again during the day. So the diamond sword. I don't care. I'm killing everybody. You're all dead. Get the hell off of my lot. I don't want to hear you. And then after the fact, I realized, you know what? Maybe this is an in-game thing that just always happens. They send a dude around every few days. Maybe I'm supposed to talk with him and trade with him. But the fact that he was trespassing the one night, on drugs the second night, and then like the 4th day, he was just hanging around the construction site. Like no, like come to the front door. Who the hell are you? Maybe I'll talk to him if I see him again, but I'm gonna have my sword out the whole time. Like, dude, get the hell out of here. What? And that's where I want to build the balcony. I went out kind of like towards the west because if you're on the balcony, you're facing south. So like it doesn't matter, but the sun would be on your left. I know it switched for you, and like the sun sets on your right. But I just don't know what stone I want to build it out of, and I don't know think if it's going to be like the exact whole like building. Like maybe it just might be the balcony. And I've got a kitchen. I was watching some of these videos, and like they've got barrels and things, and they got something that makes it look like a refrigerator with a white door and these 2 white blocks. So I did that. Dragon said, "Oh, keep your sword handy. Keep your sword in slot 1. You just tap the 1 and sword." Yep, just saying, absolutely. Because I don't think there are no guns in the game, at least not the one I'm playing. There was a controversy about that. Maybe they had to take them out. But yeah, I love it. It's just whatever you can build, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I really haven't even traveled that far. I tried it once and I thought I got lost, but there's a compass in the game. It's like, this takes you back to your spawn point. I'm like, I don't know where my spawn point is. I walked away from that. Does it mean where my bed is? It meant. Do you upgrade your sword with netherite? I'm just doing the survival, not survival, but the creative, sandbox mode. I haven't gone to I don't know what because there are scattered about like half built broken portals to the nether, so you just would build them up in a flint and steel to open one up, from what I understand from watching. I haven't been yet. I was wondering if you can do upgrades because it only gives you, I think the highest, strongest sword it gives you is diamond, but I've seen like enchanted stuff where like people whip out their sword and it's like this purpley color shift thing, or like their entire armor is doing like this cool, like It's hard on my eyes, but it's a cool effect, and it lets other people know you're a badass. Dragon Sage, to keep a compass in my jean pocket and a knife and a lighter in my pants pocket. I do have a little compass thing and around. It's a compass, a whistle, thermometer, magnifying glass. But yeah, I don't know how to. I was trying to like, well, let me just follow the curve on my own island. It's a big. It's not an island. It's a huge ass piece of land. So and even, whew, it's a big one. I think if I go way far north, there's some sand up there. I want to build up there, like make a cool beach house. As like maybe it's like sand and super flat, and then it comes up, but not like a tall building because I don't want to interrupt the. No, wait, it's the north. You don't have to worry about the sunrise and the sunset. Yeah, so I could build like a tall house over there. Dragon Sage, yeah, that's how it is. One thing I thought was so cool until I didn't. I forgot how many like in-game days it was. It was just a few, probably not even a week, but it's just the middle of the day, and it starts to rain. It's cool to see the first time you see like what's this blue stuff falling from the sky. The water. It's raining. And then you realize it's just going to make your eyes tired. So there I am Googling, how do you turn off the rain? It rains so much in Minecraft. It must be what it's like in the UK. I swear, like, you can't go 3 days without rain happening. Like, you might get 2 clear days and then a clear night. And then you're thinking, oh, cool, on the third day, the sun's going to come out. Yeah, it does. But then maybe an hour in game later, it rains. So you just got a rainy day all day. And I don't want to spend all my time mining. I want to see around. I've spent enough time in the mines. So, like, yeah, I had to. Then I felt like a god when I like how to turn off the weather. And then you hit the button, and a few seconds later, it just clears up. Like, thank you. It's night. It's raining. I need to see. Come on. Building a house out of black stone, damn it. But yeah, it's fun. It's too much fun. You can build anything you want. I wish you could set out more food. The only really food you can set out is a cake. Oh, Steve King, if you were a fisherman in Minecraft, that is a lucky day for you. Yeah, see, I didn't realize that, say, like at night, more mobs come out. One individual critter trying to kill you is called a mob. I know it's weird, but to use like a word that means many things for one individual thing, but that's what they're called. Or they said something about if there's a full moon, there's a whatever the percentage is higher to spawn black cats in a village, stuff like that. Other stuff I just don't know. Dragon Sage, I've spent a lot of time in the mines lately. See, Dragon Sage would play Minecraft like this is just what I do. It work, but it squares. That's why I like it because it squares. It's easy for my eye to register the fact that something is a block. I don't have to look for some weird shaped thing. So if you're an older person or if you just have bad vision, it's easier to take it. It's more fun to watch than to watch somebody play Fortnite. I watched that for a minute. Couldn't do it. It might be fun to play. It's just not fun to watch. William Bill Cooper, are there very many people playing the game at the same time? It sounds like there is not much interaction with others, and then you kill them. It's up to you. If you want, you can play multiplayer and play with other people. They have that. I'm just doing single player. One of the best things about that is I don't have to be on the Wi-Fi. So that's just cool. By me, hell yeah, I don't have to be plugged into nothing. So I just play by myself. I don't have anybody to I'm not even good enough at the game to interact with anybody. I would be too embarrassed. I just have to learn the basic, controls. I just have to wrap my mind around it because I'm used to controllers. And I have not played a video game since June 25th, 2017. So I'm way out of practice. So I jumped from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to Java Minecraft. It's fun. It is so much fun. It's I just watched a video. Apparently, there is a free server. I don't know where it is, but they have an uncensored library because you can make books in Minecraft. Uh, just an uncensored library. So any books that are maybe not public domain in the real world, they're written out in Minecraft, stuff like that. And I don't know what that server is, but they said the free word, so that means it's free to go to. He said it too. All you have to do is have an account, and you can go there. That's it. You just go there and read. It's this huge, massive place. They've got flags for every nation hung up. It's such a huge. I don't know how many people it took to build this building. It would take real life hours and days to build this stuff. I don't know. Like I'm sure there aren't like mods and things people can use, but I don't know how they build it. But that's a real thing. So that got me thinking, like, because I heard about 10 or 11 years ago that somebody built Midgar in Minecraft, Midgar from Final Fantasy VII, the place you start out at in the game. That's not a spoiler. But that's all I heard. I didn't know anything about Minecraft. I don't know if that's a free server I can go to and walk around. I don't know how to scale it is, but I just like you see a picture, and it's Midgar is a circle, and then green flat grass all the way around. Dragon Sage, I stopped gaming in 2001-ish. The last game I played was Red Faction. Miners Revolt on Mars. Oh, cool. Steve says, so you play Minecraft Java. Nice. Yes, I didn't know which one to pick. It has Java listed first, and I'm trying to remember back in my brain real quick. Like what did Paul Swaley say? Like maybe they said Java. Like the word Bedrock doesn't come up unless they're speaking specifically about Bedrock. So I'm like, coffee it is, and then you come to find out that's correct. Like, oh, okay, good. I'm in the right version, whatever that means. It doesn't need to look. People have, I don't know what they are, if they're mods or shaders, to make it look like you're outside, like super realistic leaves and the light coming through the trees and the water glistening. Like, no, I want it to look more like a game. That's easier on my eyes. It does not have, if you need to look at that realistic, then you honestly need to go outside and touch grass. If it has to be that hyper realistic. Let's see if I can talk about some quite frankly. Otherwise, we'll just talk about Minecraft. I want to see, and that's what got me thinking. Okay, is there a way I could play Minecraft on Twitch? Because if I do it like that, nobody would have to see me. And also, I could do it so nobody could hear me. I could just type, because there's a little chat option you can type in off to the side that pops up on the screen. I could just type in there, and then I wouldn't have to. Because the thing about Twitch that makes me nervous is you can mark your video as, say, like using a lot of profanity or sexual content, but I don't want to say too much and then lose my account. So I figure if I'm playing Minecraft and I don't have a microphone, nobody can hear me swear, so I'm safe. But I'm also not a good player, so that's embarrassing. So I'd like to get a little bit better at it before I start doing something like that, so I just don't go live and have everybody call me a noob. It's my first day, man. But it'd be fun to like show people around. And oh, I made a house that's completely blue. I believe I forgot about that. I don't know why. I just wanted to start using like the blue colored blocks. Then I realized it was more blue than green or teal. I'm like, oh well, it's too late now. And so that one has it's got two wings off to the side. That one has steps leading up, and then it's got a very like the entire middle section is glass, so you can see the moon going over, and then you can also see the sunset because the trees are kind of like low back there. Dragon Sage, take off your shoes and socks and go outside. Put your feet on the earth. Right. So this was the Monday show. Quite frankly, the 18th of the month we're in now, March, August. There we go. I was close. I don't have a pen. How am I going to talk about this? Hold on. Also not wearing pants. I can't see myself. Hope I was covered. Oh, well. See, now this shirt should cover it. I don't know if I showed too much. I'll have to delete this. Oh, well. It should be fine. Where are we at? Monday, the guy who was on, dude had a cool accent. That was Keith. This is a dude who Frank just knows from around, has been friends with for years. And dude just seemed hella chill, like laid back. I guess he's from New York, but he's been living in Florida for maybe 15 years. Still has the accent though. He has a twin. Frank showed a picture, and he's like, "Oh, okay, that's Keith," and then he said his brother's name. How are we supposed to tell? I don't know what this man looked like back in the day, and their names weren't Frank or Jim, so I got confused. I don't know which one's the Frank, which one's the Jim. But they're like into music, dude. He played a video of dude playing guitar. That was sweet. Dude was shredding. He's my age too. He's not very old at all, or he is, depending on how you want to take it. Um, oh, been in Florida for 20 years and still has his accent. That's what it was. Yeah, we as far as those other servers go with people on them, I guess it depends because like some servers have rules. Like some of them are like peaceful, some of them are. You got something like 2B2T where that's famous for people building like grand, you just constructing like marvelous things. Then people come through and grief it. So anything goes. It's an anarchy server, so I guess it just depends on which server you're on. You just play by their rules. Some of them are like a lot of kids do play Minecraft, so they probably don't want you up there cursing a blue streak. I get it. Frank has the white yeet sign back up. I don't know why he had to take it down, but I'm glad it's back. It's the one that's right behind him. It's like the White Star Fleet, something about the Titanic, but when his head's just right, it looks like white yeet. It's back! I'm glad he got that out of Hawk. White yeet. This is what Keith said. What you do, you type in your birthday and then Florida Man, and that's what Florida Man you are. So, like, I would type in January 18th, Florida Man, you hit enter, and the first news article that comes up, that's your Florida Man. It's it's a great trick. I'm glad you brought that up. That's fun. Frank had a video of now he's been knowing this guy since at least 2003 because Frank was filming videos of this dude. He climbed up something and there's his friends egging him on to jump into a bush. Jump, do it now, quick! Dragon Sage when Frank's head is just right. LOL, so gay. I know. The date on the film, because VHS has dates on it, was October 10th, 2003. That's the last day of year 3. October 11th, 2003 was year 4 for me. That was still the golden age. I was tripping balls about like just the dates in these videos. One was October 4th. I'm like, okay, that's a week before. But then October 10th, really? The day before New Year's Day? Wow. Keto Brains code Summer Frankly, all one word. They're usually giving out stuff. Frank's mentioned it. He mentioned there's a Saturday show. Yeah, that's why I was half an hour early. Technically, I should have been. But Frank is going live tonight at 9 p.m. on, not on YouTube. Uh, Pilled? Or Rumble? Probably just Pilled. Yeah, the other one, yeah, October 4th, 2003. There was a picture of a guy there. I thought it was Silent Bob. And then yeah, Keith's just open to it. Like when you're egging your friends on to do something stupid. It was that. They did a lot of stuff that day. They were like punching each other in a boxing ring with like big fake, boxing gloves. But then Frank said, "Oh yeah, Keith is a guitar player. He's gonna play something for us." And then he ends the show. So that was some bullshit. Because I'm gonna play it during he goes live exclusively on Pilled after 9 p.m. Don't tease us with something on a show and then not play it on that show. That's not cool. Dragon Sage, those guys remind me of my friends. That took me right back to being a kid. Like, we always had our one friend who was just more adventurous. Like, he would just, like, climb higher and just seem to not get hurt. Just climb up there, jump off of there, do a flip. I felt like, like I was there cheering on my friends to do dumb stuff. But, for us, it might have been, like, 5 years earlier. You won't get hurt. Just do it fast. Don't think about it. Oh, shit. Is he okay? But Monday show was fun. Oh, Tuesday, Frank said, I guess it was an article that said cheese before bed, eating cheese before bed causes nightmares. That is funny from a Dark Shadows standpoint. Is Arden here? I believe that was Professor Stokes. Dude is always talking about eating some cheese at some point. Like, it just keeps coming up. Oh, I was just having some pork and like the kind of cheese that pairs with it. And then it like comes up again later. Like, this dude is serious about his cheese. He's not a small man either. More power to him. The man, he knows his dairy products. Tuesday, is that when Jim Lee was on? It was because Jim Lee was on, and then for the first time since Frank had him fix it, Frank had Jim Lee's audio went out, and then for a while his video was just black, it just completely cut out. And Frank's like, I don't know why I did that. It hasn't done that since you fixed it. Like, it misses Jim Lee. It's trying to call him back. Yeah, I don't think Frank can sleep because he stays up watching these time lapse hoarder cleanup videos. That'll keep you up. If you want to be kept awake, watch videos that make don't have anything to do with anything. If I'm watching a video, it's something where like it's on a topic, so I'm learning about something, and then I nod out. Arden's here. Yes, it's a very specific thing. You really have to be paying attention. But it's Professor Stokes, and like at least twice he mentions having cheese before bed. Like, oh, I was just gonna have some cheese before bed, and somebody comes over, and he's like, kind of like I was in the. He gets frustrated with people, and mentions it. Like not in an overbearing way, but like the way he kind of like picks at people who are kind of getting on his nerves. I am all about some Timothy Stokes. Jules, hey lady, did you put some pants on? Not yet. Uh, Arden said she likes those cleanup videos. The thing with hoarding, it's a mental disease. It's not like, oh, you just didn't take the trash out a few times. That's a hazard. It's dangerous to have stuff piling up, mold growing on it. You don't know what's living in there, what kind of bugs, what kind of diseases are festering in that junk, and then it just deteriorates, and you breathe it in because you're too stupid to do this and drop it in the trash can. There's no excuse for it. I can understand if you broke your leg and you try to like toss something to the trash can and it doesn't make it. I've never seen one hoarder that's also disabled to the point where they can't walk under their own power. They might be obese or old or have aches and pains, but they're able bodied. So they are able to clean up after themselves. They just choose not to. You want a good example of a hoarder? Look up Jeanette McCurdy. Her mom put the horror in hoarder. Jeanette did not know who her father was until after her mom died. That slut was such a... Also a pedophile. I knew somebody who it's like the trash can was in the room, but instead of like throwing an item into the trash, you would just throw it on the floor. Like don't leave it on a desk or something for later. Put it on the floor so you have to bend over and pick it back up. That wasn't his only problem, but there's nothing cute or fun or interesting about it. Again, it's not just not taking out the trash. That is a serious mental disorder. It's so bad that they just need to take those people and put them on top of the pile of their junk and set them on fire. You can't fix that. Because if you clean up their stuff, they're just going to make it worse again. You can't fix that. It's no. The stuff is not the problem. The person is the problem. Oh, I just like to there's no excuse for it. Shut the fuck up. Then we finally got the clip from Frank. You know, thankfully he clipped it from Monday night when he wasn't there to play it on Tuesday of Keith playing guitar. He's very good. Jules, I hang around my condo, sans pants, uh, for the room to not weirdo. Think I'm weird weirdo. Yeah, if you know any porters, that's not okay. I don't care how nice they are. It's not nice to be disgusting like that. How does the air? It's bad feng shui. Jules, finding the police videos arresting people who think they can't be arrested. They're special. My favorite thing to see is one. It was this dude getting arrested, like hands behind his back. His shirt was like one of those giant old school vacuum cleaners with a bag on the back, and underneath it said "This sucks." Another one I saw, I forget if this was a shirt, maybe it was a bumper sticker, like on a truck, something like only gay cops arrest me or only gay cops pull me over, and it was a truck pulled over, you know, like lights and sirens. Probably something in Texas. Wednesday. What's today? Wednesday, 20th. Jupiter Gulanello. Let's see, we had gross up videos and AI. Or maybe that was just my prediction, then that's what we got. Yeah, Jupiter talks way too fast. He really does need to dial it down because I'm not going to play with like the speed settings on a video. We're not vampires. You've got to calm down. Yeah, anytime. This is one. Jupiter is getting very annoying because he does not let Frank speak. Frank will talk, and then Jupiter, Frank says another sentence. You don't have to make a sound after every single time Frank speaks like he thinks you're not paying attention to him. You are in the room with him, you are looking at him. So when he gets done talking, you don't have to make a sound to let him know you agree with him. Just by looking at him lets him know that. Because when we're listening to the show, if we don't have breaks in between the sentences, it just sounds like constant noise, and that will make us irritated with you. Jules, yeah, Frank is on tonight at 9 p.m. It's going to be exclusively on, I want to say Pilled. I will not be there. So yeah, Jupiter is kind of wearing out his welcome. If he's pushing too hard for jokes, if he's making a sound, like there has to be pauses, there has to be spaces. You have to be okay with there being dead air for a second after somebody speaks. It's like the thing you have to be okay with being bored. There does not have to be constant sound coming into our ears for us to know you're there, because if there's one thing Frank is doing, it's making sure the camera is on somebody when they speak and only when they speak. So all he does is play around with the settings. So if there's 4 people on the show, he's messing with the camera. So you have to see every single person anytime they open their mouth and nothing is holding still. It's frustrating to just watch. So Jupiter needs to calm down. He's not a very good influence on Frank if all he's doing is making him paranoid about his health when he's already a healthy guy. He's tricking him to going into the hospital, which is just going to kill him faster. Oh, longevity is a curse. We've been over that. Oh, God. Yeah, then it got worse. Oh, my God. This fucking show. Oh, my God. The Wednesday show. Dragon Sage, after my story, hangs up to finish his thoughts. Yeah, I don't know what boredom is. I got too much to do. William Bill Cooper, yes, Jupiter is not comfortable with on-air silence. It would seem for a vampire, you'd think he'd be more calm. I would anyway. And then Frank mentioned how he gets his blood work done and he gets all this extra work done because that's what Jupiter wants him to do. You're getting blood work done on a vampire, say so. And he said it. Those are words that came out of his mouth at the last show. So I'm starting to think, okay, if Jupiter is Barnabas, then Frank would have to be Victoria Winters. Because she doesn't know. She doesn't know. Spoiler, she just doesn't know. If you want that to make sense, you can watch the show or you can watch my reviews, but yeah. It's too much. If he's gonna be that hyper, he needs to be on the show less, or he needs to dial it down a gram. Dan, you can't stop Jello from shaking. I know, right? Jules, yeah, seeing your mirror reminds me of the few chitters that I need tending to. Yeah, I set it up on my Game of Thrones box set. That way, it's like eye level to like do my eyebrows. Daddy, Nikki keeps flashing her keyboard in the mirror tonight. Yeah, sorry about that. I've got If you see, I like this had a sticker on it when I bought it, and I didn't know if I was going to return it, so I just got a black Post-it note on it to cover it up. And then the on button, rather than being on the side, it's right on the top, and it has an indicator light. Like I know I turned it on, dumbass. I'm the one who pushed the button. So that's covered up with some black Post-its. Not sponsored. Black Post-its help to cover up, like there's indicator lights on my DVD player. And then if it's turned just right, I can see the laser inside, so I got those covered up with some black Post-its. I've got a plug-in, it has like a USB adapter, but you can plug other stuff into it. Even that has an indicator light, black Post-it. Dragon said, yeah, don't look into a mirror on acid. Oh my God, no. Dude, you'll be in the bathroom for hours. It's crazy. I'll never forget the first time I did acid. I was just fine. I was just sitting there because it was like me, my friend, and he was talking to his other friend was there with us. It was at least three of us, and I was just being quiet, just listening to the music. And at one point, he turns to me. He's like, "Do you got the acid trails yet?" I was like, "Ah!" Like, dude, what the hell? He's like, "Go look at yourself in the mirror." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Just look in the mirror." He didn't want to make me paranoid. He's like, "Just go look." So I just go. It's because when I was sitting there, I felt like a vampire because I was holding very still, but I could see the entire room. I've never had, like been able to see so much of my peripheral vision without moving my eyeball. And then I go into the mirror and look just because my pupils were that fucking dilated. Like, that's why I can see everything. So, it was fun. Dragon said, hey, you kids, get out of that jello tree. Dragon said I got lost in the mirror one time on acid. I looked like a lion dragon. It fucked me up. Oh, man. Then I fell in love with my ceiling. It kept it's white, but then it kept turning green, like green, white, green, white, green, white for hours. Could not fall asleep for nothing. Like, dude, this is awesome. Wednesday, I don't know what was going on. I think these people were in a cult because they had their backgrounds were like white dry erase boards. And they're both sitting there. There was absolutely no furniture. It's like wall for the girl and wall for the guy in different parts of the apartment, I assume, and not one stick of furniture to be seen. And they were both wearing like you couldn't see a logo. It was like from here up, and they were both wearing black. So they're wearing pitch black shirts, and you got pure white backgrounds. I was getting Heaven's Gate vibes super hard. Like, let me see your shoes. Are they Nike? Creep me the hell out. Couldn't see a damn thing, so had on pissed off. And other people noticed this first. I kind of waited to say something about it. The lady that spoke had sounded like she was a fan of the Kardashians. I just could not. I couldn't take the vocal fry. A lot of other people mentioned it first, but I got nothing out. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't hear anything. The guy looks like somebody. That guy looks like somebody. I can't put my finger on it. He looks like some actor I've seen someplace. It's gonna come to me, but it's he looks like that guy, whoever that guy is. I'm thinking of. He looks like him, but yeah, that's. And then they mentioned something about being pre-diabetic, and Frank had to jump the camera to himself to look directly at it. I knew what that meant because as soon as the interview was over, I wrote down. I even said in the chat room, Frank thinks he's pre-diabetic now. And he comes back from the interview. Oh, I think I'm pre-diabetic now because of what they just said. Anthony is the Virgo. He's supposed to be the hypochondriac in the family. What the? I gotta look at that man's chart. What the hell is making you so fucking paranoid? Every time he goes to the hospital, it's just taking time off of his life. So now he thinks he's pre diabetic, even though he's the healthiest person in the building. He just can't see that Jupiter's a bad influence on him. Like, I'm sure he does other nice things for him, but he just can't see that that's not a good influence. Oh, Dragon said, yeah, I don't watch any AI or listen to it. I had it muted. And 2020 revealed people. You don't need people in your life who want you to die because they decided to take a extras. We got this again. Monday this happened. Thursday we get the crack building intro when the buildings are moving by too fast. Why are they moving by that fast? Why does the building need to move by that fast? Nothing moves that fast. Why does the building have to move by that fast in a fucking intro? Slow that the fuck down. God, they need to ditch that. Couldn't see nothing all week. The guest was wearing white. Hat on. Can't see a fucking thing. I'm not. If I can't look at the screen, I don't care about what you're saying because I'm too busy looking in the chat room. Or, yeah, Frank can't be pre diabetic. Let's tell Frank that he's got postpartum depression and watch him come on to the next show, cry. Like, that's me. It's like, dude, she's at home. Calm down. Like Frank, you need to start taking estrogen. You're a premenopausal. You've got consumption. You've got we need to start making up fake diseases to tell Frank he has just to make him more paranoid about it. That's the cure for it. You overload a thing until you're just too stressed out about it, and then you just break and then just have a realization. That's how it is for me, at least. I just get too yeah, things just build up and build up, and then I finally just have I just snap. I can almost hear it like a branch. It just break, snap, and then I can't take it anymore. Dragon said, "Yeah, Frank is menstruating. Yeah, Frank has a a slipped uterus and breast, a lymph node. Um, what's the acronym diseases? A COPD and I don't know, AFK or whatever. I can't even think of these dumbass diseases people have. But let's just start hitting Frank with every single disease he has. Like if he scratches his arm, like you've got dry skin, you've got a rash, you've got AIDS, you've got scratch your nose. He's on cocaine. Right? Yes, that's it. He's postpartum. Like how old's your baby, sir? Oh my god. Yeah, the guest though, he's a Scorpio, November 7th. Frank said like, oh, I can remember that. I've got a friend whose birthday's the same day, and then I had to think really quick. I think that's Petey Face's birthday because before he ever said anything, I guess that his birthday was. I guess he was a Scorpio, but the first week of November, and then this was like the first year, so at 2015, and then Frank had a guest on, and the guys like guessed Petey Face's birthday without asking him about it and I'm like, I was right. I'm pretty sure that that's who he was thinking of. I'm not. What I know it's the first week of November. So if that's not him, who else does? Like, when is cousin Sherry's birthday? That's the only other. Well, Frank said a friend. He wouldn't call his cousin his friend, but he uses AI. So I just the guest does. That's no good. Yeah, MSM is like a YouTube channel run by pedos, but folks still keep giving them views, and views equal cash. That's why all of this news watching doesn't make sense to me. It would honestly be, I don't know if you, I don't really keep up with the news, but one of the gaming channels I watch, I guess, does, and apparently things popped off with Roblox. It's mostly played by children, so you know who else is playing on it. They just got in trouble, so it's like people watching, it's like everybody playing Roblox, like it's okay, even though it's not but a bunch of perverts grooming children. It doesn't make sense to me. And then it's the same thing with the news. It's just your people on the news are the ones that are doing the bad things to children, but people still keep giving them views and giving them their time. Which is, you're never going to get to the end of your life and think I should have spent more time watching the news. You're gonna whenever somebody dies, the first thing I think of is how much more time I could have spent with them. Like to this day, that still bothers me about folks that have died. So spend more time with your loved ones and less time watching perverts on MSM. We owe you Bill Cooper premenopausal cack Nikki. Get the milestones ready. I know, right? Yeah, Frank has that. Any whatever the next weird syndrome I hear on a video or something. He doesn't have I can't even say it now. Lethargy. He's not lethargic. And he played. I guess some judge passed away, and Frank liked the guy's content, so he played a video of his. I guess judges film their courtrooms. There must be some kind of money in that, or else why would they do it? But it's these folks that are getting up there. They're like 80 and 90 years old, and they got popped for speeding tickets. I wish to the gods they lived in my town, because the last time I went out, like the two slowest driving cars, they were in the incorrect lane, and they were also thousands of years old. Driving too slow is just as dangerous as driving too fast. You know how left I died? It was a 2-lane highway, and somebody up ahead of her just decided to stop. And now we don't have her anymore. Just as dangerous. So what happened that you got to like 90 years old and suddenly you're in a hurry? Like, what haven't you done yet? Leave earlier. You know how the world works. And I don't know if they were really speeding. Like, we didn't see the video of it, so I just have to take their word for it that they were guilty. But I've never seen an old person speeding. Quite the opposite. I would love to see some old people speeding. Like, please, let's do some coke. Get to the end of this fucking story. I really wish they would have told, because Frank mentioned that they had been planning this jamboree since about December. That's when they should have mentioned it was going to be a thing, because announcing a meetup and only giving people 4 months to get the money together to be there is not enough time. He doesn't realize that he lives in an expensive area and people don't have the kind of income that he does. So just being able to pull that out of their ass in 4 months is not a practical expectation. We can't all afford to spend $1,300 on a mattress, so we're not in that price range. It sounds like it's more for the show and less for the Franklies. So he really should have said something beforehand, like, "Hey, just so you know, there's a thing, something's coming up where we got it planned. Folks, we're gonna have to be in the area for a thing, so start getting some money together." No, he springs it up. He tells people there's gonna be an announcement, sits on it for 2 months, and then makes the official announcement. And that's when he was talking about how he goes to get all this blood work done because his financial advisor told him to. So he's got all these other guys thinking for him. So he's running to doctors, going to hospitals. They stick a needle in you in a hospital. Okay, if that's how you want to go out. So if you're listening to your financial advisor and doctors and a vampire, you're not going to do very well in the long run. And that's who's in his ear. So I wish Frank had some better people around him giving him advice. Good advice. John Riders, they used to be an old couple in a LTD that drove 25 from Sandusky to Huron. Yeah, that is so dangerous. Plus, it's a one-lane highway. Oh, hell no. Dangerous school zone speeders, hazardous to pedestrians. School zones are also not realistic. No, cars cannot go 20 miles an hour unless you're going uphill. A car cannot physically go that slow. And children need to learn that they should not be out in the street. How are they going to learn that if you've got this? Nobody. I'm doing at least 25 or 30 through a school zone. I don't care. If you like, oh, I thought it was a speed bump since I drove past the school. Why did you let them out during the day? That's on you. And then Frank had a shirt on. It's like the shoulders were dark, but the rest of the shirt was white. And after all the rest of the white shirts this week, I could not. Matt McCat was on, but I couldn't see him because Frank had a white shirt on. What happened to? Oh, I like wearing gray colored shirts. What happened to that fucking lie? Haven't seen a gray shirt in how damn long? He just seems very, very distracted. Dragon Sage, here in Quebec, the highway has a speed limit and minimum 100 max, 60 minimum. That's good. You need to be doing at least 60 on a highway. If it's I don't know what this posted speed limit is, but I do 75. Unless I'm in well, when you go through Huron, you got to slow down for cops, and then when you go through Elyria, you got to slow down for cops because that's where the turnpike is. But basically, you can just it's a straight shot to if you're going up like Cleveland ways. Crocker Park has the IMAX theater. Cobblestone? Maybe that's the one in Avon. The one in Crocker Park. There we go. One to go to slow children. Yeah, these children don't have a chance. Dragon said, yeah, don't take marriage advice from divorced friends or health advice from vampires. Yep. John Rogers, last time I saw the car, it was jacked up with big rims and tires. Damn, old school. Somebody, I love when this happens because people will super chat in and they mention Matt McCat. They know his name, so that's so great when I get to hear that. And Frank has to say it. 8:43 p.m. Cow catches would be a great addition to cars and trucks. Might save a pedestrian. CAC. We owe you, Bill Cooper. Can I just get I would say a front license plate that says "Get Wrecked," but that's sort of like inviting trouble. Schools are just daycares. I thought they were not allowed to leave the school grounds unless it was like specific, like at recess, and then recess is always in like I was gonna say caged area, but fenced off area, which it should be. Like you're not just allowed to be like wandering about, and then children are picked up from school because God forbid they take more than 2 steps, so they just stand around and wait to be picked up from school. So it's not like they're crossing the street to get home or walking down the same side of the street to get home. There's no point in that. And then you shouldn't be at nobody. The only time you need to drive slow is for a funeral. So who died? Was there a shooting that day? Then put your foot on the gas pedal. John Rogers, I called it Crackhead Park. That was by where I was in Cleveland Clinic. Yeah, they have it's called uh Crocker Bassett Road, the exit. But I call it Bastet, the ancient Egyptian god that looks like a cat. So that's no good for giving directions. And Frank ruined a joke by showing us the punchline and then explaining the joke. I don't understand how he did this because he showed this guy walking into a room like, oh, and then he leaves. And then Frank proceeds to play the video of some guy with a hairline that is just way too close to his eyebrows. Right about there. And like the question asking what was like these two people from these different teams that have the same name if they ever hang out, and the guy didn't understand the question and just sort of traveled away from the subject. I was like, oh, it would have been nice to know that before we got the punchline. So, oh wait, kilometers. I forgot Dragon Sage uses. So, 100 kilometers is like it's going to be higher than miles per hour. When I was in the Netherlands, I get on the highway and it says 130. It's like, fuck yeah, it's so dangerous. And then you look at your speedometer on the car and it's like 90. So it's still fast. You can still go back to the future, but it's weird how they do it because it'll be like 130 for like not that long, and then like drop it down to 100. So it's like, oh, okay, and then like up back to 130 again. It's like make up your mind. This is like what driving through Norwalk, Ohio is like. If you're going downhill, it's 25 miles an hour. If you're going uphill, it's 35 miles an hour. If you're going 25, you get it. And nobody in that town can drive above 20 miles an hour, 25 max, not even kidding. Old people, middle aged people, every single person in that town, it's like they're running through molasses. It is so painfully slow. Dragon Sage, I can't drive 55. I don't think I can either. You got do at least 60. Oh damn, Dragon Sage! I got two speeding tickets last month. FFS. Well, what did you get? One going there, and then like one coming back. Like fuck. Dragon Sage, I do a lot of driving. They set up traps when I worked at the hotel. It's a little bit outside of town, but a lot of people that work there, I can't come to find out, were not from town. They were from like a town or two over, so they had to take like Route 2 to get there. And all I heard about was them getting speeding tickets, either going to or coming back from work. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's why they put it out here to try to catch people to get more money. That makes more sense now. That's gross. And that's tough too. If you got to work in a town and it's another ways over, that's enough of its own hassle. Then you got cops bothering you. So if this goes up and it's only 480p, and if I can't change the settings in Streamlabs, I'll just go out and get a brand new expensive camera so I can look the way I want. And I kind of don't like the way this makes me sound either. I like the way my old camera made me sound. So that will make that better too. 55 kilometers an hour is 34 miles per hour. Dude, yeah, 55 kilometers per hour is way too slow. Oh my god. That song hurts a lot worse up in Canada than, oh, I just realized that. Damn, I'm going to watch Back to the Future Part 2. That's going to hurt. So yeah, I don't work for Microsoft or Mojang or anything like that, but check out Minecraft if you like building stuff. There is a way to turn off the rain. Anything you need to know, I just go to Brave and I'm like, how do I do a thing in Minecraft? And like there's a Minecraft wiki. There's all kinds of stuff like that, so it will tell you how. It might sound stupid looking up certain stuff, but there's nobody there to judge you. It's if you're stressed out by it, you're thinking about it too hard. You're just supposed to relax and move your blocks around and look at stuff. It's not supposed to be a stressful. It's a game. It's a game. You just play it. So it's chill. It's nice to like terraform the land and all that kind of a thing. I just want to be able to build my train tracks that go all the way across the land, and then I want to build straight north to that because there's like ocean over there, and I don't know if there's whales. Like I've seen them in the game. I don't know if they're in my game, but I figure I have to be like more by an ocean, so they're there. One to go to, yeah, 180p. It's just like 480p. I just watched my last two shows, so they're so blurry. It's not even like the FPS thing. It's just like the actual I can't do anything about my hair. It just looks like that in real life. But I don't need the extra fuzziness. You can't see my eyebrows. You can't see that my glasses are purple. It's I like the things that are like wide, but it's just not good. But we'll see. I'll know by Monday if I am going to the Jamboree or not. Officially, yeah, even 720 would be better one to go to. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's got to be a setting on Streamlabs. Hopefully that's all it is. I don't want to have to go into a store and buy another thing. I've already got a camera. I don't, but I will if I have to. These videos are gonna last. I don't want them looking like junk. Even though this one started out so badly. Smash the like button if you had a good time. I did after I got going. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Oh no, it's just because it's just sorry. Oh, just my own screen. Uh, Dragon Sage for the upcoming rock T-shirt and panties stream. Yes. Yeah, so thank you guys for having a couple hours to spend with me, at least an hour and a half. Sorry about all the jumping around. That shouldn't happen next time. I'll get that sorted out. So stay based, stay sexy, get something to eat, get some good sleep, stay hydrated. If you can put up with the animations, I guess check out Pill. I guess you don't have to have the chat room open. You can just watch the video part of it in 720p and that, tinny audio. That's on you. Want to go to Purple Panties for the win. Not today. um, Patrick, cheers, Nikki, good show. Thank you. Thank you guys for showing up and putting up with my technical difficulties. You guys make it all worth it. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me too, but we get through it just fine. And so you guys are the best. Thank you to my 257 subscribers. That's cool to see the numbers go up when I'm having tech issues. So you guys are awesome. More power to me getting to the Jamboree, because if I can't get to this one, I cannot get to another one. Oh yeah, we owe you, Bill Cooper. Yeah, take care out there. Be safe. Do the speed limit. Drive at least 5 miles over the speed limit. That's fine, but don't be doing 10. Don't be driving crazy. It's still technically summertime, so like calm down. Check out Dark Shadows from 1966. I don't know if I was gonna get to talk about that tonight, but I've got some more notes. So love you guys. Take it easy. I will see you in a chat room. Oh, next week is it a short week? Wait. Yeah, next week is a short week. Next week is just Monday through Thursday, so we'll be here Friday the 29th and the 30th. So yeah, we get to see each other a day sooner. Have a great night, everyone. Dragon Sage says, see you guys at Pilled at 9. Yeah, Frank is on at less than half an hour. I want to go to great stream. Till next time. Yeah, thank you. Brenda said, oh shoot, I'm late. No, that's okay. I had a late start too. This was rough AF. I had to delete some short videos with some technical difficulties, so it was just not really coming together. We got through it eventually, but it was very frustrating. Yep, once you go to, thanks over on YouTube as well. You guys are the best. And I will, Brenda, hi and bye, everyone. Yeah, that'll do it for this show. Gotta make up for it next week. Until next time.